This is Goal Setting Theory by Jennifer Willis. A goal is a future-focused cognitive representation of a desired end state that guides behavior. Goals generate motivation by focusing people's attention on the discrepancy between their present level of accomplishment and their ideal level of accomplishment. This is referred to as goal performance discrepancy. It has been found that people that set goals generally outperform those that do not set goals. However, it's the type of goal that determines the extent to which a goal will translate into performance gains because goals vary in how difficult, how specific, and how congruent with the self they are. Since we are always looking for ways to enhance our performance, the concept of goal setting has become an appealing and practical motivational construct. Locke and Latham's goal-setting theory is based on Ryan's premise that conscious goals affect action. Their research revealed a positive linear function in that the most difficult goals produce the highest levels of effort and performance. The harder the goal is to accomplish, the more it energizes the performer because people exert more effort in proportion to what the goal requires of them. They also found that specific, difficult goals consistently led to higher performance in urging people to simply do their best. When a goal clearly informs the performer precisely what he or she is to do, there is less misunderstanding about what behaviors will be rewarded. Goal specificity is important because specific goals draw attention to what one needs to do and reduces ambiguity in thought and variability in performance. Goal-setting theory is among the most valid and practical theories of employee motivation in organizational psychology. Locke and Latham claim goals affect performance through four mechanisms. First, they direct attention and effort toward goal-relevant activities and away from goal-irrelevant activities. Second, goals have an energizing function in that high goals lead to greater effort than low goals. Third, goals increase persistence. When participants are allowed to control the time they spend on a task, hard goals prolong effort. Lastly, goals affect action indirectly by leading to the arousal, discovery, and use of task-relevant knowledge and strategies. In wanting to achieve a goal, the individual seeks out different ways to achieve it. The researchers also identified key moderators in goal setting, which include goal commitment, feedback, and task complexity. They found the goal-performance relationship to be strongest when people are committed to their goals. Commitment is most important and relevant when goals are difficult and require high effort. Making your goal known to the public is one way of enhancing commitment and importance. Additionally, monetary incentives and self-efficacy can be used to enhance goal commitment. More money gains more commitment. However, this is effective only when the goal is moderately difficult or when a difficult goal is set and the person is paid for performance rather than goal attainment. People with higher self-efficacy set higher goals, are more committed to assigned goals, and respond more positively to negative feedback than people with low self-efficacy. For goals to be effective, it is crucial for the person to receive feedback that documents his or her progress in relation to the goal. Feedback provides the emotional experience of satisfaction when performing at or above goal level and dissatisfaction when performing below the goal level. When satisfied, a higher, more difficult goal can be set, and when dissatisfied, one can increase effort or try a new strategy. Without feedback, performance can be emotionally unimportant and uninvolving. The third moderator of goal effects is task complexity. Locke and Latham suggest that as the complexity of the task increase and higher levels of skills and strategies have yet to be automatized, goal effects are dependent on the ability to discover appropriate task strategies. Jeanette Taylor studied the effects of goal setting on psychological empowerment and organizational citizenship behavior, or OCB. OCB refers to employees voluntarily performing over and above their formal work duties to benefit their organizations and others. Her descriptive research study asks, do specific and difficult job goals have a positive, negative, or negligible effect on higher levels of performance in the form of organizational citizenship behavior among government employees? Importantly, how do they influence OCB, directly or indirectly through psychological empowerment? OCB can further be broken into OCBO, which directly benefits the broader organization, and OCBI, which directly benefits specific organizational members. 6 Australian federal government agencies containing a mix of different departments ranging from science to industry were invited to participate in an online survey. 116 complete responses were collected. Most of the respondents were female, university graduates, under 45 years of age, occupied below middle management rank, were in permanent employment, and earned an annual income of $90,000 or less, and had worked in their current agency for an average of 5 years. The demographics were similar to the population for factors such as gender and length of government service, but skewed toward a younger and more educated group. Taylor makes multiple hypotheses. Hypothesis 1 relates to goal difficulty having a direct and positive effect on OCBI and OCBO. Hypothesis 2 relates to goal difficulty having a direct and negative effect on OCBI and OCBO. Hypothesis 3 relates to goal specificity having an indirect positive effect on OCBI and OCBO through a positive influence on psychological empowerment. And Hypothesis 4 relates to goal difficulty having an indirect positive effect on OCBI and OCBO OCBO through a positive influence on psychological empowerment. Using Locke and Latham's goal-setting questionnaire and Steer's scale, Taylor measured the employees' perceptions of the specificity, difficulty, and efficacy relating to their job in general. A 7-point Likert scale ranging from strongly disagree at 1 to strongly agree at 7 was used. The response scale for the OCB scales were based on frequency, where 1 was equal to never and 5 was equal to all the time. The score for each scale was totaled and averaged, and a high score revealed that the respondent had high OCBI and OCBO levels, perceived their job goals, and believed they were empowered at work. The results found most of the relationships to be significant and positive. The direct relationship between goal specificity and OCBs were not significant. Specific job goals did not directly influence the respondents' OCBs. On the other hand, the direct relationship between goal difficulty and both forms of OCB were positive, supporting hypothesis 1 and rejecting hypothesis 2. Both goal specificity and goal difficulty positively shaped psychological empowerment, but the positive effect of goal specificity was larger than that of goal difficulty. Goal specificity was found to have an indirect positive effect on OCBI through a positive influence on psychological empowerment, supporting hypothesis 3A. However, this was not observed for OCBO, rejecting hypothesis 3B. In addition to the direct effect, goal difficulty was found to influence OCBI through the partial mediating influence of psychological empowerment, supporting hypothesis 4A. This was not found for OCBO, rejecting hypothesis 4B. Overall, this research had 3 major findings. First, goal setting appeared to have a favorable impact on higher levels of performance in the form of OCB, but they were directed more at specific individuals in a larger organization. Second, the OCB effects of goal setting were largely positive. Goal setting positively influenced psychological empowerment and OCBI. Third, goal specificity and goal difficulty affect OCBI in different ways. Goal difficulty influenced both directly and indirectly through the partial mediating effect on psychological empowerment. In contrast, goal specificity affected OCBI largely indirectly through psychological empowerment. This supports the goal-setting theory in that difficult goals that are accepted by employees provide them with a sense of challenge and accomplishment, which raises their OCBI. The findings suggest that public managers can promote OCB from goal setting in 2 ways. One is to ensure goal-setting plans are well designed and implemented. Specifically, challenging goals that are accepted by employees can motivate high levels of performance. Another is to improve employees' views of their work environment and their individual capacity so they feel psychologically empowered to work. A real-world example of goal-setting theory could be the goals I set for my patients as an occupational therapist. For example, let's say I'm working with a 67-year-old woman who has suffered a stroke and has lost the ability to coordinate movement in her right arm. Because of this, she has difficulty with activities of daily living such as bathing and dressing herself. One goal for her might be, by the end of August of this year, so a month from now, she will be able to complete upper body dressing with no assistance and 10% verbal cues for an increased level of independence with dressing. This goal is both challenging and specific. If she is unable to dress herself now, gaining independence in 1 month with no assistance will be a challenge. The goal also draws her attention to what she needs to do with no ambiguity. Additionally, I will be there to provide specific and relevant feedback so she knows how she is progressing and if there is anything that can be done to make the task easier for her. 3 specific strategies that can be used to motivate others are: first, incorporating tasks that mirror an individual's self-interest, needs, values, and preferences. From goal-setting theory, this reflects self-congruent goals and goal commitment. When goals are self-congruent, they have the motivational support of intrinsic motivation. They are important to the self, thus increase the person's acceptance and commitment to attaining the goal. Self-concordant goals energize behavior, maintain persistence, and direct attention. A second strategy is to precisely convey what it is you want someone to do or be specific. When there is no question about what is being asked, people are more likely to plan a strategic course of action and use their task knowledge and strategies. Goal-setting theory stresses it is specific, difficult goals that enhance performance because specific goals direct attention, reduce ambiguity in thought, and variability in performance. Lastly, give timely feedback that allows an individual to judge his or her performance. Goal-setting theory emphasizes feedback as a vital variable in making goal-setting effective. The knowledge of feedback allows people to keep track of any progress made toward their goal. The satisfaction from achieving a goal allows a new, more difficult goal to be set, whereas dissatisfaction from not achieving the goal increases effort, persistence, attention, and strategic planning in the goal-striving process. This has been my video on goal-setting theory. Thank you for watching.